questions for you, and I believe there are certain reasons why you've purchased this bike and how you feel about it. So let me first ask you, when did you first start riding? When did the passion of riding start?
So I've always ridden motorcycles. I think I got my first bike when I was 16, which was a Hero Honda Splendor. But even before that, I'd always been fascinated with motorcycles, motorbikes, and the first job that I got was back in 2008, and I saved up for 6 months, and then I got my first bike, which was purchased by myself, which was an old model Royal Enfield Bullet Standard 350, वो उल्टे side gear वाला.
Correct.
So that was my first bike. I still have it. I ride it occasionally. It is the most reliable bike that there is. And in between, थोड़ा सा छूट गया था riding, but then I picked it up again a couple of years ago. So yeah.
Okay. So since you had the standard Bullet and now you have the Interceptor, what's the major difference that you feel?
I think the major difference is basically how the quality has improved over time of Royal Enfield. 2008 में जब मैं बुलेट खरीदने गया था तो the showroom, so-called showroom was तो पुराने ज़माने वाला एक काका बैठे थे चौपड़ी लेके ऐसा टाइप्स था. And from there, and obviously the quality of the bikes have also improved manifold over these years. The old Royal Enfield, of course, had its own standards.
Sure.
It was built exactly like a Bullet, and strong, and you could put it anywhere or kuch hoga
like they say, built like a cannon, goes like a bullet. Yeah.
So I think the major difference that has happened is how the brand Royal Enfield has grown over the last 10-12 years.
So what exactly you had in mind when you were looking to upgrade? Why Interceptor? Was there any other comparative bikes in the market that you also looked for?
Yeah, so I've never been one of those people who likes racer bikes or super bikes or those kind of things. So I've always had an affinity towards classics, modern classics, and उसमें फिर options कम थे in the price range that I was looking at. So the options that you had were more on the higher end side, like the Triumphs and the others. And of course, I did not want to invest so much, considering that I was just getting back into riding.
True.
And I think Interceptor was right in that soft spot in terms of the price range.
Correct.
And I read the reviews about it. I took a few test rides, and I fell in love with the bike.
Excellent. So now, how's the riding experience been so far?
Beautiful. I think this is one of the best motorcycles that Royal Enfield or any Indian manufacturer has made in a very long time. Extremely smooth, powerful, punchy engine, and it's a blast whether you're riding it in the city or whether you're taking it on the highways. It's a beautiful ride.
Correct. And how's the seating comfort? Like if you
So if I were to nitpick, I think that would be my complaint with the Interceptor, that the standard seat is a little uncomfortable, especially on longer rides, and that's where something like this, which is an air seat by Figo. So quick shout out to Figo. This is not a paid commercial or anything of that sort, but it's just this has made a lot of difference, especially in longer rides. So I think that's something that maybe Royal Enfield can work on in their future bikes.
Correct. While you're riding, do you feel any sort of heating issues with the bike?
No, not really. I mean, it's a 650 engine, so of course it does heat up more compared to the other standard bikes that you get in the Indian market. But it doesn't heat up so much that it becomes uncomfortable or you feel it. The riding position is pretty close to the engine in terms of your leg positioning and everything. But I've never felt uncomfortable heat or discomfort. Even in the city ride. Yeah.
Cool. That's pretty great in terms of the engine quality. How have you been in terms of touring? Have you done any long rides?
Not really, unfortunately, because of the entire COVID situation. There were plans. I got this last year in June, so there were obviously plans of doing some longer rides towards Udaipur and Jaipur and those kind of places in March, April. But of course, that didn't go through. So hopefully the situation improves and we'll be able to do that sometime soon.
Sure. And what do you think could have been better with the Interceptor?
I think a couple of things. So one, obviously, like I mentioned, the seat is something that could do with a lot of improvement. And the things that kind of sticks out and I don't like so much are the exhaust.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those very fat looking exhausts, and I
Right.
think this has to do a lot with the regulatory needs also.
Sure.
But it just sticks out as a sore thumb, so to speak.
Right.
Each has
About the exhaust, do you plan to put in aftermarket or
I do.
exhaust?
So AEWs are something that I've been eyeing on since a very long time. But maybe in the next couple of months, that's something that I might change in the bike.
Sure. And how is the torque? Like, do you feel the torque when you are going at the full thumb?
Oh, beautiful. Coming from those standard bikes of Indian market like the Hero Hondas or the Bullet, where you don't have that kind of a punch, with this bike, when you go on the highway and you want to overtake a slow truck or something, kind of power that it puts across and generates across the gears is beautiful, and that torque is definitely there, and I enjoy it.
Correct. And how's the gear shift?
Gear shift is very smooth. The other one thing that I could probably do with is basically a gear indicator.
Okay.
Because sometimes you kind of don't realize that you are in the fifth gear or whatever it is.
Okay.
But yeah, the gear shifting, it's beautiful. I've never had false neutrals or things like that. So it's wonderful.
Correct. And since we're talking about the gear shift, what exactly do you feel could be better in the Interceptor, or you could have modified it? Have you done any sort of modification?
No, not really. I've really kept the bike stock except for the seat and what do you call emergency light that I've added. as
hazard light.
Hazard light that I've added as aftermarket. But other than that, I've kept it pretty stock. The couple of things that I would probably want to change, like I said, is probably the exhaust at a later stage, and the lights. The lights are kind of disappointing.
Pretty basic.
Yeah, very basic and kind of disappointing.
So you
And
basically need to install an auxiliary
aftermarket lights or some sort of an LED or something of that sort.
Right.
But yeah, otherwise I'm pretty happy with the way the bike is built.
Excellent. And do you feel the clutch? I think it has a slipper clutch, right?
It does have a slipper clutch, and yeah, it's been doing wonderful. I don't think I would want to change anything of that sort.
Correct. And now coming on to your buying experience, I think you got this from the Amba Motors dealership.
That's right.
And how was your buying experience?
It wasn't exceptionally great, but it wasn't poor as well. The time that I went for the
Test ride?
the test ride experience was beautiful. They had a couple of bikes. I test rode this as well as the GT, and of course my primary objective was to buy this. There was a waiting period of I think about 4 or 5 months, and originally I was going to go for the other color, which is that orange. The orange
color.
is what I was getting at,
Tangy orange.
and that's what I had booked. But in between, the dealer called me a couple of months after I had made my booking, saying that we have a grey one, silver grey available. If you want to come have a look, and if you like it, maybe you might want to get it. And that's what I did. At the time of buying, there were a lot of add-ons that they did not have in stock, like a sump guard to protect that
Engine guard.
engine guard and those kind of things. They were missing, and for some reason they've never been in stock. It's been a year, and I've still tried to kind of get the actual Royal Enfield sump guard, but I failed to do so. Last month I had my first year service, and at that point of time also I asked the service guys if they have it in stock and if they can install it.
Correct.
But unfortunately they still don't.
राइट और अब सबसे बड़ा सवाल जो हर इंडियन मेंटालिटी से मैच करता है कि
Right.
सर्विस कॉस्ट कितना आता है यूजुअल सर्विसेज में और माइलेज क्या देती है, जो सबसे बड़ा सवाल है इंडिया में.
So I think both of those questions are going to have answers which will make the Indian buyers very happy. The service cost has been minimal. I've had 2 services done till now. The first service cost me about 700 rupees, and the second service cost me about 450 rupees.
Okay.
So it's been extremely
With the engine change and
everything.
Engine oil
In fact, I had a couple of places where there were some rust which I saw forming, and I asked the dealership guys, the service guys, and they said that they'll do the replacement for free because it gets covered under warranty.
Sure.
So that experience has been beautiful and not costly at all. In terms of mileage also, the bike does give a good mileage considering it's a 650 engine.
Correct.
I'm getting anywhere between 20 to 25 city rides. So I think that's a good deal.
pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Now, would you recommend this bike to young enthusiasts or new enthusiasts who are thinking on graduating from a normal 150-200cc bike to a super bike category that starts beyond 500cc?
Absolutely. I don't think that there is anything beyond 500cc in the Indian market, Indian build, that is as good as in this price range, that is as good as the Interceptor 650
Sure.
is. So I would recommend this bike to anyone who is looking at upgrading to a 500cc plus vehicle.
Cool. And now, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, where would you rate Interceptor as something that you should have in your arsenal?
If you are a passionate biker, and if you are someone who likes riding at least a couple of 100 kilometers a month, then I think this would, on a scale of 1 to 10, definitely be on a high 8 or 8.5 or 8. Or maybe even 9, that you should as a must-have bike in your garage.
Sure. So overall, it seems that you're pretty happy with the bike, and I believe your inputs will influence a lot of riders that see our video today of the ownership review.
I hope so.
And I thank you so much for your time, and wish you many more miles in the days to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.